Hello again, you're tuning in to V News Daily Bulletin. Coming up next, we have your top stories. President Trần Đại Quang pays state visit to Laos. Vietnam attends Kunming Export and Import Fair in China. Northern Gong echoes on Trường Sa Archipelago. On June 12, President Trần Đại Quang began his three-day state visit to Laos at the invitation of Lao Party General Secretary and President Bunyang Volachith. This is President Quang's first foreign visit as Vietnam's state leader. Vietnam and Laos boast a fruitful traditional relationship, which was fostered by Presidents Ho Chi Minh and Khe Son Phongvihan and has been nurtured by generations of the two countries' party and state leaders and people. The two sides regularly conducted high-level meetings for their party, state, National Assembly and government leaders and exchanges between their localities. Vietnamese businesses have to date invested nearly $5 billion in 258 projects in Laos, mainly focusing on hydropower, mining, transport and industrial tree planting. Senior leaders of the two countries committed to ceaselessly fostering and promoting the relationship and passing it on to younger generations. President Trần Đại Quang and Lao Party General Secretary and President Bunyang Volachith agreed to push forward the implementation of agreements reached by leaders of the two countries. They renewed the resolve to well carry out the protocol on bilateral defense and security cooperation for the 2016 to 2020 period, the protocol on border and border markers, and the agreement on border and border gate management regulations signed early this year, and the new agreements on trade and border trade between the two countries. They affirmed that the two countries will coordinate closely at international and regional forums. President Trần Đại Quang pledged Vietnam's active and full support of Laos as chair of the ASEAN. They reiterated the intention to strengthen solidarity among the ASEAN, elevating the grouping's central role in the regional security structure. They underlined the importance of maintaining peace, stability, security and safety in the East Sea and vowed to work together with other ASEAN countries for the peaceful settlement of disputes in the East Sea based on international law. The two leaders also agreed to promote the sustainable and effective management and use of water resource in the Mekong River. On the occasion of the visit, President Trần Đại Quang presented Sekong Province of Laos School a gift worth $1 million. The same day, President Quang met with Lao Prime Minister Thongloun Sisoulith and Chairwoman of the National Assembly Pani Yathotu. The host stressed the significance of the visit, saying that it manifested the Vietnamese party, state and government's policy of attaching importance to the special relations with Laos. President Quang spoke highly of the achievements made by the Lao people over recent years. He congratulated the country on the successful organization of its parliamentary election. Thongloun Sisoulith agreed to work closely with Vietnam to facilitate joint projects by Vietnamese and Lao businesses and step up bilateral ties in politics, security, defense, diplomacy, trade and education. Chairwoman Pani Yathotu said the Lao National Assembly will coordinate with its Vietnamese counterpart to supervise the implementation of the agreements signed between the two countries. Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc paid a working visit to the Mekong Delta province of Đồng Tháp on June 12. More details coming up next. During his trip, Prime Minister Nguyễn Xuân Phúc visited Mỹ Sương Mango Cooperative, known for its mango production. Since 2015, the cooperative has exported over 200 tons of mango to overseas markets such as Japan, the Republic of Korea, Russia, and Hong Kong. Currently, it is working to export its goods to new markets like Malaysia and Australia. Prime Minister Phúc highly evaluated the cooperative's progress, stating that this is one of the new and successful models of agricultural restructuring and that other provinces should learn from Đồng Tháp. Working with Vĩnh Hoàn Company, Vietnam's leading char and basa fish processors and exporter, the Prime Minister praised the company's steadfast progress in expanding investment, fully utilizing char fish products. He expressed his hope that the company will aim even higher and continue to deliver creative changes. Vietnam is the main guest at the 24th Kunming Export and Import Fair in the Chinese province of Yunnan, with around 140 Vietnamese firms attending the event. Addressing the opening ceremony of the fair and the 4th China South Asia Fair, Deputy Prime Minister Trịnh Đình Dũng said the events bear an important significance and serve as a bridge to promote trade and investment cooperation between China's southwestern region and South and Southeast Asian nations, including Vietnam. He said being one of the 6 emerging economies with the highest growth rate in 2015 and a market of 92 million people, Vietnam has continuously fostered economic cooperation with China and other regional nations. On June 12, Deputy Prime Minister Dũng met with Chinese Vice Premier Wang Yang. Dũng proposed that the two sides maintain high-level meetings, expand people-to-people exchanges, and encourage Chinese businesses to increase investment in Vietnam, pressed his concern over recent developments in the East Sea, and affirmed the need to maintain peace and stability for regional cooperation and development. Wang Yang said the Chinese party and government attach importance to the friendly neighborliness and comprehensive cooperation with Vietnam. He urged the two sides to enhance strategic exchanges and political trust, while stepping up development strategy, connectivity, and production cooperation. Two-way trade between Vietnam and the U.S. reached $41 billion in 2015. It is expected that once the Trans-Pacific Partnership is signed, the export revenue of Vietnam's staples such as textiles, furniture, and aquaculture to the U.S. will see a remarkable increase.
This firm exports 40% of its products to the U.S. market, and the figure has been increasing constantly from 30 to 35% annually in recent years. Although considered a choosy market, the U.S. is still a market with potential for development for many Vietnamese goods.
For Vietnamese textile enterprises, the U.S. is a large and promising market. Although the value of orders in this market is not as high as that of the EU and Japan, the number of orders is high, and the production processes required to fulfill them are simple. We highly expect that the TPP will further promote Vietnamese textile exports to the U.S.
The wood sector also has many advantages when exporting to the U.S. Insiders said they have high hope to expand their share in this market in the near future, especially when the TPP comes into effect. But at present, Vietnam still imports an average $380 million worth of wood materials from the U.S.
The U.S. has for many years been a key market for the Vietnamese wood industry. We exported $2.1 billion worth of wood product to this market in 2015. In 2015 alone, the figure is expected to reach $2.3 to $2.4 billion in the next 5 years. This means that the export value of wooden products will increase 10 to 15% every year.
Currently, Vietnam ranks 19th among the U.S. top 20 trade partners. Last year, Vietnam's total export to the country totaled $33 billion. However, Vietnamese goods account for only 2% of the U.S. annual imports.
Once the TPP takes effect, almost all import tariffs to the U.S. will be cut to zero, and that will be a real kick for local exporters. Beneficiaries will be the garment and textile industry, footwear, aquaculture, furniture, and especially consumer products.
In order to make the most of this opportunity, Vietnamese firms are urged to produce high-quality products, especially for food-related products, as hygiene standards are very tough in the U.S. While developing a market approach, Vietnamese firms are also recommended to fully understand and effectively utilize the country's export-related regulations to develop sustainably in this large market.
The Prime Minister has approved the expansion of the U Minh Hai National Park in the southernmost province of Cà Mau by nearly 250 hectares from the original acreage.
Accordingly, the large park will have a total area of 8,527.8 hectares, spreading across 2 communes of Chien Văn Thời district and 2 communes of U Minh district. More than 2,590 hectares are designated as a zone subject to strict protection, mostly forest on peatland, while 5,190.5 hectares are zoned off for preserving and restoring the Kajapot forest biological systems. The remaining area, 743 hectares, is used for administrative and support facilities, as well as eco-tourism activities. Scientific research conducted in 2010 revealed that the park was home to distinctive flora and fauna, including 32 mammal species and 74 bird species. The park is currently home to 700 to 800 heads of deer, hundreds of wild boars, and a variety of preserved birds, like painted storks and pelicans. U Minh Hai National Park was recognized by UNESCO as one of the 3 cornerstones of the Cà Mau World Biosphere Reserve in June 2009.
A musical troupe from the northwestern province of Hòa Bình visited Trường Sa archipelago in the central coastal province of Khánh Hòa, bringing an impressive art performance, including a gong demonstration to soldiers and local people there. Hòa Bình Province Ethnic Group Art Troupe traveled 1,800 kilometers to Ho Chi Minh City by coach and then by naval ship to Trường Sa archipelago.
Cái nét văn hóa dân tộc Mường.
The Mường ethnic group's unique cultural characteristic is the highlight of our performance. The visit offers us a chance to experience the hardship of the soldiers in Trường Sa.
Tiếp xúc được đánh giá đích thực.
The troops' performances at some of the many small islands of the archipelago and at the DK1 platform were warmly welcomed by soldiers stationed in Trường Sa and the local people there. The young musicians were moved when performing in a small room on Koh Linh Island, where both artists and soldiers sat in a circle, hand in hand, to sing together songs praising the country's sea and islands and the mainland. There were both smiles and tears.
We were warmly welcomed by the soldiers. We were so happy and moved when performing for them. I dreamed that all the musical performance troops could come to Trường Sa to offer the soldiers artistic musical performances, as it is said that art is an arm to protect the national sovereignty.
The trip to Trường Sa will be an unforgettable memory for all artists of the Hòa Bình Ethnic Group musical troupe. And we have reached the end of our news bulletin. Thanks for tuning in. For more information, please log on to our website at vietnamplus.vn. We'll see you soon.